Hey, can we talk for a minute? I've been thinking about something really important, and I just need to share it with you. I've spent years studying Christianity and the Bible. After all that time, I've come to a conclusion that I just can't believe that Christianity is the truth. And I want to tell you why. 1. Bible have many contradictions. Like Ahaziah's age. Was he 22 or 42 when he became king? Or the story of Jairus' daughter. Was she dying or already dead when Jesus healed her? And even something as simple as whether Jesus told his disciples to take a staff or not. It's all over the place. A book from an all-knowing God should not have this many contradictions. 2. Bible have many corruption and missing verses. I mean, the verse used to prove the Trinity wasn't even in the earliest manuscripts. It was added later. Way later. And the story of the adulterous woman? That wasn't there originally either. This is an addition of 12 verses. Even the ending of Mark is missing in the oldest copies. Another addition of 12 verses. How do we trust something that's been edited and changed? The oldest manuscript of the New Testament is Codex Sinaiticus, which was dated to around 325 CE, 300 years after Jesus. It also has 2 extra books, the Epistle of Barnabas and Shepherd of Hermes. 3. Bible have many failed prophecies. So many of them just didn't happen. Jesus said he'd return within the lifetime of his disciples, but here we are 2,000 years later. Damascus was supposed to be destroyed and never rebuilt, but it's still standing. Tyre was supposed to be wiped out forever, but parts of it still exist. That's not how prophecy is supposed to work. You should also not assume that all the prophecies are conditional prophecy when the text did not say so. That is like imposing your opinion on God. By the way, if all of the Bible prophecies are conditional, it will also mean that they are meaningless. Number 4. Bible violent history and command. And honestly, the violence in the Bible shocked me. God tells the Israelites to completely wipe out the Amalekites. Men, women, children, even animals and infants. Infants are children younger than 2 years old. What have they done? Another verse talks about ripping open pregnant women. One even celebrates dashing infants against rocks. I mean, what do you even do with that? 5. Bible injustices. Women can't teach and can't divorce, but men can. David's innocent child died as punishment for his sin. And in the Bible, a woman is forced to marry her rapist. That's supposed to be justice? 6. Incoherent teachings. And the teachings don't even line up. Paul says one thing and Jesus says another. Catholics say the Pope is infallible, but that's not in the Bible. Are we supposed to follow the law or not? And why are there statues and idols in churches when there's a clear prohibition of graven images? God is not the author of confusion, but Christianity is confusion personified. 7. Bible absurd verses. Some parts are just weird. David collected 200 foreskins as a dowry. Isaiah walked around naked for 3 years. It's hard to read that and not feel confused. 8. Logical problems of Christianity. Then there are the logical problems. The Trinity. How is God 3 in 1 at the same time? Jesus is supposed to be 100% man and 100% God. How does that work? And teachings like loving your enemies and turning the other cheek. Beautiful ideas, but are they practical? Satan is 100% our enemy. Should we love Satan? According to the Bible, we should. 9. Christianity arguments are full of assumptions and out of context. The arguments for Christianity are based on so many assumptions, like the claim that Jesus and the Father are one. Christians use it to prove Jesus is God. But just a few chapters later, Jesus prays for his followers to be one the same way he and the Father are. And another claim compares Jesus to an eternal figure, but the context often refutes these interpretations. That's why even today, Christians still cannot answer the $1 million question, where in the Bible did Jesus claim to be God? Where did Jesus told to believe in the concept of Trinity? The answer is nowhere. 10. Jesus' true teaching. And finally, Jesus' own words don't match what Christianity teaches. He calls the Father the only true God. He says he is ascending to his God and our God. Even the Lord's Prayer is directed to the Father, not to him. Plus, Jesus admitted he didn't know the hour of the end and grow in wisdom. That doesn't sound like an all-knowing God. So this is what I call the Christian dilemma. The Bible's contradictions, corruption, failed prophecies, violence, injustices, incoherence, absurdities, and logical problems make it impossible to accept Christianity as divine truth. I will go in depth into each topic in the coming weeks, but I think this is enough for now. But listen, don't just take my word for it. I'm asking you, please verify this for yourself. Open 2 browsers, check the verses, and read them in context. You can use Bible Gateway or Bible Hub or others. Don't trust me. Don't trust Christian apologists either. Trust the evidence. This is important. This is about salvation. I've done my homework. Now I just have one question. Have you done yours?